Cryptid 559. So here we are at the location about what we talked about, the incident that occurred back in September of 2017. It was before we had the channel. We talked about this incident on the last live chat. Something happened here in this vineyard. So I'm just showing you the vineyard right now. This is the vineyard here. See how long these rows are. So what happened was my father-in-law was delivering some trees to this ranch here, and he noticed that there were 2 rows in the middle of this field back inside here. 2 rows that were being taken out. To him, he thought they were being taken out. So he asked one of the guys, "Oh, you're taking out the vines?" And he said no. The gentleman that he talked to said no. He said that something happened over the weekend, and he said that from what he had heard was that there was these lights hovering over the vineyard, that somebody saw these lights hovering over the vineyard, and the next day they noticed that those 2 rows were all dead. They were like they were not snapped, but the vines were cut from the trunk. See, and this whole row right here, and he told us that, the ones in the middle of the field, the vines were like sliced along with the posts. So you can see how thick the posts are here. Let me see here. That's pretty thick. Okay, they weren't snapped, they were sliced. So I have pictures. We have pictures when we came out here, so I'll be posting those on the video. But yeah, he said there were people saw hovering lights over the field, the vineyard, and they felt a bunch of heat, like big time heat. And there's a store about a half a mile down that people out there also witnessed the lights, and they felt the heat way out there about a half a mile away. So they also felt this extreme heat. And this happened, I believe it was a Saturday night. It was in the evening. And that evening, I know that our town lost power, another town lost power, and another one, half of the town lost power. So something blew a transformer, which was on that side of this area, about 2 streets over, I'm going to say about 3 miles down. And there was another orchard that had similar. I'm going to be going over there. You see where that shed is way out there? Let me see here. See if I can pick it up. There's a shed out there. So what happened that same night, my brother, he works on the fire department. He got a call that they were the people that live out there, they were smelling like something, like they thought it was a propane tank leaking. So they smelled something, like a propane, like the gas, the sulfur, like something was leaking. So they thought it was a propane tank. So they called the fire department to come out and check. So, you got this going on here. Something happened over there, and I'll go over there and make a video and explain what happened over there in a little bit. And also some tree fruit. Some tree fruit also experienced some burning on the leaves. So anyways, so we came out here. So that happened on the Saturday night. So we came out here because I heard about the story. My father-in-law told me about the story. So we came out here 4 days later. And all this grass right here, as soon as we got here, we noticed all these vines here. They were sliced, and along with the posts. Okay? Now, so let me show you here. So that's how thick the vines were, and some were a little thicker. So this one survived. But these, you can see these right here, these were replanted, okay? A lot of them were replanted, okay? You can see the bag on them, little packaging on them. So all these were replanted because all these were sliced. They were sliced. So when we got out here, we noticed, this side right here, this corner right here, this whole corner right here, It was all smashed down. Okay, smashed down. And we noticed right away. Also, we, like I said, they were all sliced, and we noticed the grass. Notice the grass right here. All this grass was all smashed, all in the same direction. We have pictures of it, okay? We have pictures of it, so I'll show you. It was all smashed like something came down, okay? Pushed this area right here was down. All these vines were down. It's just weird. It wasn't a car accident because there was no debris here. There was no tracks of a car going in here. And even if it was a car, it would have just taken out this area. All these vines were the whole majority of this row. The vines were all sliced. You see, the vines were all sliced. The posts were all sliced. You see it? A lot of them were replanted. You can see the little packaging. Okay. Sorry, it's a busy road. So, something happened that night. Something, I don't know what it was. I mean, I asked the guy when we came out here. I saw one of the field workers. I asked him, what I had just told him. I heard a story about a tornado. I just told him it was a tornado. I heard about a tornado coming down and taking some of these vines out, and he just like kind of smiled and he told me, no, it wasn't a tornado. He just said it wasn't a tornado, but he didn't say it was a UFO or anything like that. He just said that, and then he started telling us about the story about the people were seeing, they saw lights over the vineyard, and the next day they noticed the vines along the side of the road. This whole area was they were all cut, like sliced, and the ones inside the vineyard, the 2 rows inside the vineyard. So we also noticed when we were out here, the leaves you'll see it on the pictures, but the leaves on the vines, some of the leaves were like crispy, like to the, it was only 4 days since the incident occurred, but the leaves were like, they were like this. Let me show you right here. They were like that. So in 4 days, it was already like crispy. The leaves were all crispy, and it was really, really burnt. You can tell it was burnt. And even on the post, you'll see it on the pictures. You can see like burn marks. So it's crazy. So we have pictures of that, and we also noticed when we were here, across the street, there's some these trees right here. It had branches hanging down, and also the leaves were burnt. So this whole stretch right here, like I tell you, the grass was all leaning on one side. The whole stretch here, it almost seemed like something came down, or there was something like a pressure that came down, and I don't know, man. It's just weird. But this whole row, you see how long this whole row of vines are? It's pretty long. So a lot of them were sliced all the way, except for like maybe 10 till you get to the end of the row. About 10 of them were fine, but the majority of the row was, all of them were sliced, and a few of them from the second row over. But those were only here and there. There wasn't that many on the second row, just in certain areas. So like I'm telling you, I'm gonna go to the other side, because we figured, there was a path. There was a path. If there was something that came down here, a craft or whatever, it did leave like a path. We noticed like a path. To me, if it was a tornado that had touched down, it would have taken out the roots of the vines, but that wasn't the case. Everything was sliced, like clean slice. So I'll show you in the pictures. But anyways, we noticed the path. That's what I'm telling you. The path led that way, and then there was a transformer that blew that night, and that's why we lost electricity. And it was all in that path in that same area. Alright guys, so I'm approaching that other area just south of the vineyards. So it's gonna be this orchard right here. So let me see if I can park somewhere here. And the shed was over here across the way. They had the metal siding, and they're the ones that called and my brother responded to. They told him, he asked him, why is all the metal on the floor? What happened to the metal siding? You know, I said, well, there's big wind. There's a lot of wind, and it was hot that night too. You know, they felt that heat also, but they were smelling like something, like I told you, like a gas or something leaking. And they thought it was a propane tank, like a sulfurish type of smell. So here's the tree fruit. This is tree fruit. So I'm trying to see where okay, so these right here, this is the area right here. So see how the bottom, they have the little, just like the vines, these were replanted, these trees. So this whole row here, all the way to the end, they were replanted. Okay, and because those were all burnt, those trees were burnt, and you'll see it in the pictures when I put it in the video. But it was like, you can see the path that it took. The vines are straight out there north of this, on the other side, and it's about a half a mile north. So you'll see the vines are over there, and then you see it coming this way. So whatever it was coming this way, and these trees right here, these two rows right here, they were burnt, okay? The other trees weren't even touched. That's why you see some that are bigger, because these are all newer trees, okay? So you'll see it in the video. So then I'm gonna go to the other side. So the house with the barn is right there. You see it there. It has metal siding. So my brother said when he got here, he noticed all the metal siding was on the floor, and the owner said that, you know, something like a big gust of wind had come through here. Something came through here, and it took it off the barn. So then back that way, which is Manning Avenue, a transformer blew out in that area on Manning and Alta. A transformer blew, and the electricity was lost, like I told you, to two towns for sure. It was Orange Cove, Reedley, and then half of Parlier. So yeah, so it was a path. So it was going it was going either coming from this direction, coming this way, going towards the vineyards, or the opposite direction. We don't know. But if you guys know, if you guys are from this area and you heard about those vines being sliced or anything about that nature, about this story, and if you're around from this area, if you can please send us an email with, we'd like to get a hold of you. We'd like to talk to you if you have more information on it. But something did happen that night. You'll see it in the pictures. And again, our email is under the account, under our YouTube channel, under the information tab, the account tab. Okay, I'll just tell you, it's cryptid559@gmail.com. If you have any more information, please send us an email. We'd like to talk to you. If you've heard anything about those vines or anything about this ranch, I never saw anybody out here to talk to them about the ranch here, the tree fruit, these trees being burned. But if you know anybody, if you ever came across a story like that you heard about, please let us know. All right. And the vines, I didn't say in the last video, but the vines were located on Adams Avenue between Englehart and Alta Avenue, okay? And again, this happened back in September of 2017. All right, so I don't know if it was a UFO, if it was a tornado, weather related, or was it, I'm hearing maybe it could have been direct energy weapons. I don't know, but all I can say is that those vines, you'll see it in the video, and these trees, you'll see those pictures, they were burned, okay? The trees weren't cut, but the whole tops of these trees were burned. So whatever it was extreme heat, and it was, again, it was windy, a lot of wind with extreme heat, and there was lights associated with it. So I don't know what it was. Extreme heat, I'm thinking it might have been radiation also. Unfortunately, we didn't have a radiation detector with us. We don't have one. But that would have been great to see if there was any radiation over those vines over there in the grass that was flattened, to see if there was any radiation, if it was a high radiation reading. But unfortunately, we don't have one. We don't have that equipment. All right, guys. So stay tuned for the next video. Thanks.